Matt, you doing 6 videos out of 7 days this week? How do you do that? This is how. It's a never ending flow. It's like punching a hole in the Three Gorges Dam. It's a never ending flow of absurdity. So, if there isn't anything to talk about in terms of crazy reality breakdowns or theories on how this reality works, which is what I wanted to do today, and I might get to it, some crazy theories on the back end about we in this community actually assisting it, making the world fake, assisting it to get to the place it wants to be. Marty sends me this. How am I supposed to resist this? I need a laugh. You need a laugh. Look at this. According to Business Insider, this is no joke. A captured Russian tank from the war in Ukraine mysteriously shows up at a truck stop in Louisiana, report says. The caption below the picture of the tank says, "A Russian T-90 tank was left in Roanoke, Louisiana this weekend. Nobody knows how it got there." Now, I know illegal dumping is a big problem in Louisiana. There's junk cars on the side of the road, and only half the state has trash service. The other half says, fuck it. Just throw it out the side of the window. It has a big problem with dumping, but we've never seen dumping like this. So wait a second. Somebody in the Ukraine, keep Ukraine beautiful. That's a new slogan. They wanted to just get rid of this thing. So where should we put it? I'd dump it in Louisiana with all the rest of their horse shit. So it had to be transported to Louisiana to be dumped? That's theory number one. I don't know. I'll look to your comments for other theories. Let's see what else it says here. A Russian tank mysteriously appeared off a highway in Louisiana Tuesday. Nobody knows where the tank came from or where it was supposed to go. Open source intelligence groups think the tank was abandoned in Kharkiv, Astanta, last year, the outlet said. There's a lot of issues that pop up with this particular story. How did it even get into the United States through customs? You ever come back from a foreign country and you brought like some celery back from Mexico City or wherever you were? You brought a tomato back from Barbados and those customs. What the hell's that? Oh, all the lights go. All the lights go flashing. You can't bring no foreign produce. Oh, it could have little maggots in it. You're introducing a foreign parasite in the United States. They'll throw your ass into a quarantine room, strip you down. You can't even get a rotten tomato into this country. Somehow, a 12,000-pound tank just made its way into... Look, guys, I don't want to take the fun out of the story or making fun of it, but it's pretty obvious. If the tank appeared there, the Not Milk put it there. It's pretty simple. That's all the damn story from Business Insider should say. If it appeared there, the Not Milk put it there, or some quasi-government agency or some dark group that serves the Not Milk. Who you think somebody went? Do you realize how much it would take to get that thing? 12,000. What's in this container? We got the monkeys from the end of Trading Places. In this one, it would take a special type of crane, even strong enough to lift the damn thing off whatever ship it came in on. What's in this? Jack, climb up there and take a look to see what's in this pallet. The regular crane can't lift it. What's in there? Fred, it's a tank. A tank? Well, is the paperwork in order? As long as the paperwork's in order and we can protect our jobs, fuck it. I don't care. As long as we can get out of port and the paperwork's okay. It's not our asses. Second paragraph. Employees at Employees at Peto's Travel Center and Casino in Roanoke, Louisiana, told the outlet they were stumped when they saw that somebody had left a Russian T-90A tank on a truck trailer in their parking lot, which is located off the Interstate 10 highway. "I've been here for 7 years," Valerie Mott, the assistant manager of the Casino and Travel Center, told the War Zone. Probably sounded like this. "I've been here for 7 years," Valerie Mott said. "I ain't never seen a tank here before." The tank did not have any machine guns attached to it. Oh, that's good. And it had damaged front and rear fenders. Who fixes that in that part of Louisiana? All they got is Ted's Collision Center a mile up the road. Pull that thing into Ted's. See, where you source parts for the front and rear fender damage. What a joke. Now, where do we even start with this? So, somebody left it behind. Put your hands out. Somebody left it behind on a trailer. They just left the whole trailer too. The trailer's worth money in and of itself. Matt, maybe they tried to dump it to get off the trailer. They couldn't. They just left it. Yeah. So that whoever was driving the truck hauling the trailer, it had to have some big tarp over it, right? As you just haul a tank up Interstate 10 highway with no tarp over. I guess we've seen the U.S. military do that, but not a beat up piece of shit Ukrainian tank. They got to this travel center and what is it? Basically a rest stop. Maybe there was a gas station. And they said, what do you want to do with this tank? Well, somebody just took the time and effort to transport it all the way across the Atlantic, put that money, time, effort, and expense into it. And somebody just said, they either said, fuck it, we're just going to leave it here at the rest stop, or they forgot about it. They unhitched it for some reason. They filled up, went in and got Roy Rogers or whatever burger place is there, and then they drove away without it. They've been hauling 12,000 pounds. They don't realize whether gas mileage all of a sudden has improved. Look, it's a joke. Who knows why the Not Milk does this shit? At the most basic level, it could be like an intelligence test so the Whopper computer or the AI can learn. In other words, from tweets or retweets and comments and posts, it then gauges how many people believe this is a legitimate story. I don't know what my friend Tony would think if I sent him this story. There's no possible way, zero chance, it happened any way like what the story says. It's simply not possible. If somebody wanted to dump a 12,000, I don't know how much I just keep saying 12,000 pounds. I don't know. It's heavy as all hell. If somebody wants to dump something like that, they don't take the time, effort, and expense of transporting it across the Atlantic Ocean. So, I mean, is it simply an intelligence test so the AI can gauge this is the percentage of people that actually believe this story. Therefore, we know what we can get away with next time when we're delivering supposedly what we say is a real story. I don't know, but it could be that simple. If something is this dumb, there may not be a reason to overthink it. However, it did have explosive reactive armor containers on the turret and a Shitora, whatever, one Estanta, armored fighting vehicle defense system, which is common for Russian T-90 tanks, the outlet said. Russians not going to want to leave behind proprietary defense technology. Probably as soon as they read this, we're reading it at the same time the Spetsnaz is reading it. They're probably sending Spetsnaz into the United States right now, regular flights, Delta flights. But they're Spetsnaz. They're going to come after the damn thing. I wouldn't want to get anywhere near this damn thing. What is that place called again? Pedo's Travel Center. Hey, Pedo's Travel Center, you better get rid of it. Because would you want the Spetsnaz breathing down your throat? They're going to want it back. Open source intelligence groups, blah, 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 who track military equipment used in the Ukraine, told the war zone that the tank most likely belonged to Russia's 27th Separate Guards Motorized Rifle Brigade. That's a mouthful. And was abandoned in Kharkiv Oblast in last September. How would they know where it was abandoned? How could anybody know any of this? And I don't like the fact that it's Russia's 27. There's a 9. We have another number coming up soon. We'll see. Oh no. Oh no. I didn't know. I'm not joking. The next paragraph. It was captured by Ukraine's 92nd. It was lost by Russia's 27th. 7, 8, 9. Pause. It was captured by Ukraine's 99, 10. Oh no. Matt, what did you expect? A legitimate and reasonable explanation at the end as to how they lost a 27,000 pound tank? I hear you. I wasn't expecting anything reasonable. I didn't expect this to come so blatantly. Where are we? At the bottom, I guess. Cody Sellers, who manages Pedo's Travel Center and Casino, told the war zone that nobody knows where the tank came from. Yeah, we know that. That was said before by the other guy. Cody Sellers. It's like those really dumb fake names like Grady Seasons. There was that guy in Color of Money. You got to play Grady Seasons. Who came up with that dumb name? Probably somebody listening to this. Last page. Some staff did add that a group of men had dropped the tank off on Tuesday, saying that the truck that they were transporting it in had broken down and that they needed to travel to Houston to get a new one. So how did that go down? The truck's not, Jack, the truck's not starting up again. Oh boy, if we can get it, this isn't good. We can't continue hauling this tank. If we can get it started, we need to go back to Houston and get another one. Well, what are we going to do with the tank? We can't afford to have it break down on the road with us in the middle. Just leave it here in this Pedo's place. Go in and talk to the manager. See if we can leave. Who's the manager of this place? Martinez, we'd like to leave something here. We'll be back in a day. We got to go to Houston, get a new truck. Hey, it's no problem. We're friendly people here at Pedo's. What are you going to leave behind? A Ukrainian tank. Is there any problem with that? See, What this story says is nobody even put their head in and yelled at Martina. They just fucking left. They didn't even say anything to him. They probably figured, Matt, it's so damn heavy, nobody's going to do it. It's not like something you can take and put in your pocket. Who's going to take it? They didn't have to say anything to the managers of pedos. It's okay. Just leave the damn tank out there. Even the state police, if they came, they can't take it. Who the hell can haul the damn thing? Continuing to read, the men were not identified and have not returned it yet. Oh, God, another bot article. Sorry, guys. Bot! I need to speak to the bot of the chat GPT that's on duty right now. Bot, have not returned it yet. The men left the tank, have not returned yet. Not it. You don't even understand what the article's about. It makes no sense. It's bot-driven. Chad GPT, learn from your mistakes, or punish the lesser AIs that are writing these damn things. Second to last paragraph, spokespeople from 2 nearby military bases, one in Fort Polk, which is around 60 miles north, and one in New Boston, Texas, which is about 240 miles north of the truck stop, said it did not immediately appear the tank was headed there. Was that what the spokespeople for the U.S. Army said? It does. Do you guys have... I want to speak to your PR agents, both military bases. Get them on the phone. You guys missing a tank? You guys missing anything from the Ukraine? Well, and they said back, no, we looked at our record books here. It does not immediately appear that the tanks that you're referring to are headed here. Don't you guys want to get involved? There's a tank sitting at a rest stop. No, we're not going to get involved in that, sir. What rest stop is it? Pedos. That's on their ass. We're not getting involved. But there's a Ukrainian tank at a rest stop. Isn't that the U.S. Army's jurisdiction? No, sir. We're not getting involved in that. Now, if you don't hang up immediately, I'm going to trace the call. All right, I had to pause and look this place. This isn't even real. This is the place. I found it online. This is from their homepage. Pedos rest take a much-needed break from your road trip hauling Ukrainian tanks and armament. Stop at our convenient travel center, Roanoke, Louisiana. The top left says, here's the phone number. Stop in for Bowden Ball experience. What the hell's Bowden Ball? Is that even legal in most states? Do you need a pimp? Do you need to work through a pimp to get that Bowden Ball experience? So I thought it was a gigantic complex. The only place you just drop a tank, some huge complex with 47 tractor trailers lined up getting gas and 40 more tractor trailers, people sleeping in their cabs and all this stuff going on. And maybe there's a water park. It's just some little Motel 6 place. How do you even pull a tank into a place like that and not attract attention, let alone leaving it behind, saying, let them deal with it? And I said it's bizarre, not because I believe it's real, or because it's bizarre that anybody in the world would believe that this story is legitimate. Last paragraph, quote, my opinion is the tank is probably owned by a private citizen or company, the Fort Polk spokesperson told the War Zone, quote, it doesn't seem likely the military would leave something like that unattended. Gee, thanks for that genius advice from the Office of Public Relations at Fort Polk. I don't think we would do something like this and leave it under... Oh, thanks. I'm glad I called. Thank you. And your opinion is the tank is owned by a private citizen or company. Well, that actually makes sense. There's a lot of these billionaire sons of bitches that have nothing to do with their money. Ray, get off the phone. Ray. Sir, I'm doing a very important stock trade for you. Ray, get off the phone now. Oh, yes, sir. What is it, sir? This Ukrainian war, and we see these burnout tanks and all this military equipment. I want to get my hands on some of this equipment. I want it brought here. I want it put in front of my guests when I have a party. I want a piece of military equipment out by the pool. I want a piece out by the barn. I want talking points when I have guests over, Ray. How do we get some of these tanks and military equipment into the country? Well, sir, it's certainly not easy. These tanks started, unlike what this quantum of conscious son of a beach says, he looked it up, Ray looked it up. They start at 50,000 pounds and go to about 120,000 pounds. So, sir, the expense of moving a 100,000-pound object from a foreign country that's across an ocean, that would at least be $500,000, sir, if not closer to $1 million. That's not something that DHL can put on a scale, sir, or FedEx can take care of. We have to have basically a whole army of people to get the thing, haul it, get our own transportation across the Atlantic, then get it here once it gets through U.S. Customs, pay them off. It's going to cost a whole... I don't care, Ray, I don't care what it costs. I want a tank out by the pool for my guests. Now you make it happen. And to close this story out, I guess this is the group of Russian, well, according to me ending the story, the group of Russian Spetsnaz The Astanta guy is going to be all over my ass. I don't know. To me, the special forces, the highest level of elite operators in Russia, I thought Spetsnaz. I'm sorry if the guy from Astanta pops up again. He's going to be all over my ass. These elite fighters are on their way right now to Pedos or whatever. I would not go near that place. If anybody listening to the sound of my voice is traveling through Louisiana, I would go around it. Out in the ocean, if you have to go out in the ocean, go out in the ocean. Go around it. The Spetsnaz are on their way. Let me close this video with something far more serious. I'm not going to mention the name of the channel. I've received a lot of emails. Matt, have you heard this? What do you think about this? I'm not going to mention the name of the channel, but guys, I have some issues with it. If you don't know what I'm talking about in the first minute here, you might as well just end this video. But number one, I believe we're on a spiritual journey for the whole of us, which means part of us is not here in this place. I don't see how anything physical that one can do here could in any way translate into the divine or the eternal. Going somewhere, doing something with the body, I don't see how that can translate into an infinite divine. Okay, I don't know what he's organizing, where he's going. I do think certain things need to be addressed if he's serious. Like, you can't just have people pack up and leave their house behind and come into the Western United States. Well, where are you taking these people? You can't. You have to tell people what is the ultimate goal. What have you seen if you have a vision? I mean, look, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it, guys, but this person, I always give him the benefit of the doubt. I respect the cumulative knowledge he's brought to the truth community, especially the connections where the Not Nook plays games with words and the English language and the dual meanings and all the very great things he's brought to the table over many years. But if you're going to ask people to leave their houses behind and do whatever, I don't think a whole lot of people are going to be able to would be willing to do that without a clear vision as to what is intended or what the final outcome looks like, and that has not been addressed. It needs to be addressed if people are being asked to make that sort of a leap. So we'll leave it at that. I don't think, again, I have a different opinion. I do believe this is a spiritual journey. It's a way about yourself for the whole of us, and a part of us is not here. I don't believe we are doomed, trapped, and there's one tiny little chance to avoid a never-ending eternal hell. I don't believe that. I don't see any evidence of that. And if I had to take a podium on the other side of that, I would say, well, if that's the case, this world does look pretty hellish. I'll give you that. I mean, it's getting pretty bad, and the AI certainly isn't going to help things. But we've cataloged 1,000 hints that the reality gives us. They're called stuffed Lenins or Humpty Dumptys, or Vanessa called the retrocausality language, spiritual meanings in all forms of art. The reality, and some people would say, well, that's just you guys seeing things. There's no hidden message or no carrier wave message, you dumb sons of bitches. Matt, hey, I don't believe, maybe we're seeing things, but I certainly don't believe that. There's too many examples of art that carries a spiritual message, and too many examples cataloged where we're getting a variety of very positive messages amongst this hell, and we're getting hints. We're getting hints to who we really are, our true nature. They're not all stuffed Lenins and Humpty Dumptys, but that sort of thing. I mean, if this is truly hell with only one way out, one tiny way out, of which that has not even been revealed yet, well, what are all these hints for? Hints to get real people to notice. Hints that tell people about themselves. Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. You can't look to the king's horses and the king's men. You have to put yourself back together again. What's the point of that? There's only one Hail Mary pass way to get out of here, or we're screwed for an eternity. I don't see it. And I'm going to be respectful. And this person has done a tremendous amount of great work. And oh boy, I knew he said the great work. I knew Matt was okay. I'm sure he would agree. All we do is walk on eggshells. You're going to say the wrong thing or do the wrong thing. But he's put a lot of effort in, and he's he's moved our community forward, and he deserves every benefit of the doubt. So I will continue to listen to his message. And I think at this point, though, he needs to come with specifics. If he's going to ask people to do that sort of thing, you need to be very clear and specific as to what the end result looks like. Thanks for listening.